With that said, I want to add a special word of thanks and gratitude to the case study participants. Their names are Damien Saru, Ezekiel Gonzalez, Catherine Hobbs, Sean Robertson, Kim Sami, Belinda Small, and Ebony Williams. Let's give them a hand. We hope today's event and the results of the research will be a direct benefit to all. Today's event is done in collaboration with several partners. They include Thurman Jones and the Community Empowerment Project, the San Antonio AIDS Foundation, the Ryan White Part D organization, the San Antonio Metropolitan Health District. We want to thank them for all of their assistance and commitment to this issue. Let's give them a hand. And we look forward to hearing from them later on today throughout the event. Before we proceed, I want to take a short moment to thank all of the faculty members involved in Jessica's project, as well as their students. These faculty members have expanded the boundaries of their classroom into the community through involvement in Jessica's project. They are Dr. Solomon Nafor. Dr. Solomon, he's here, I'm sure. Professor Sonia Gentry. All right, Professor. All right, thank you. Dr. Hatish Nathani. Dr. Nathani. And Professor Julia Zweiss. Hopefully I got that right. All right, thank you. I will conclude my welcome remarks by introducing our special guest for today's HIV Symposium, Maria Davis, HIV activist. The oldest of 6 children, Maria Davis also and always yearned for success. The foundation in the South Bronx Mott Haven projects was laid for her to achieve her dreams. Maria Davis's persistence, warmth, outgoing, and humorous personality attracted the people who gave her a shot at her dreams. She began her professional modeling career at the uncommon age of 21 in the early 1980s, when black faces were rarely seen in magazines. But it was Maria's true love of black music that led her to her professional calling. She abandoned her successful modeling career for the entertainment industry. Maria knew talent when she saw it, and with the help of mentors, became known as one of New York's premier promoters. With support from various record labels and her background in cinematography, she produced, directed, and promoted her music showcases, Mad Wednesdays, providing venues for R&B and hip-hop artists and comedians who had no other performance options. Maria created an outlet for young people to express themselves artistically when community programs were being cut and young people had nowhere else to hone their skills. In 1995, her life took a turn when she contracted HIV virus unknowingly from her soon-to-be husband. While in the hospital near death, her spiritual calling was revealed to her. Maria knew that she had to devote her life to educating women, men, and children about AIDS. For the first time, Maria bore her soul about her personal crisis with AIDS in the book, Souls of My Sisters. Maria does not consider herself a victim, but an activist who speaks to thousands of people every year about HIV and AIDS awareness. She puts her convictions and passion for life into action. She has participated every year for the last 7 years in rigorous 250-mile Boston to New York AIDS bicycle ride, raising tens of thousands of dollars for AIDS research. That's a long way. All right. Maria also raises funds by participating in the GMHC's AIDS Walk New York. In addition to raising money for several AIDS organizations, Maria believes that volunteering her time in her own community is vital to communicating the message of AIDS awareness to people of color. Maria donates her time in several Manhattan and Harlem-based organizations such as Terrence Cardinal Cook Nursing Homes AIDS Ward, North General Hospital, Iris House, Project Return, and American Foundation on AIDS Research, the Boys Harbor and Rivington House. Maria regularly speaks to educators, healthcare providers, ministers, and social workers regarding HIV and AIDS awareness and sensitivity. She is often the keynote speaker for National Black Leadership Commission on AIDS In addition, she has spoken to several groups, including the New York City Health Department, the College of New Rochelle at the Theological Seminary, Essex County College, and New York University, to name a few. Maria maintains that being grateful and giving to others is the only true way to fight AIDS and HIV. To our guests and partners, thank you for joining us on today. We are excited to have you here and look forward to learning more about HIV and AIDS awareness, associated conditions with all. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you at this time, Miss Maria Davis.
Good morning. I like this. I'm going to take you everywhere I go. Ooh. Pitch in the back. I never had this. Let me just like bask on this right here. I feel famous. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you? So this is my first time in San Antonio, Texas, and it is so beautiful. I'm mesmerized by your cleanliness. Because you know in New York, we don't care. They throw wrappers on the ground. I have to go behind my door and I'm like, you live here. Why are you throwing paper and garbage on the ground? You have a daughter. I have a granddaughter. I said, what is her future going to look like if we dirtying stuff up right now, right? We got to think about the future. So I am very honored to be here. And first I want to thank all of the students who found me on Instagram and Twitter. I don't know where they are. And said, Ms. Davis, we need you to come to our college to speak. And they were very adamant about it. So I do want to thank them for being very bodacious. And I said, this is weird. I never had students on a social media asking me to come to speak at their college, but I'm grateful for that. I got to tell you, y'all make me feel very famous here. And I also want to thank Dr. Nafour. Y'all need to clap for him. A very unique individual. His children are lovely. Clap for his children. Very intelligent. And I can already tell they're going to be activists in following their father's footsteps, but also have their own identity, and that's very important. And I want to thank St. Philip's College, Cynthia and Therma, who I met at the United States Conference on AIDS. Let me tell you something, this has been a long journey, right? First, the students followed me on Twitter and social media, and I was saying, oh, I don't know if I can come. That's around World AIDS Day, which is on December 1st. And I'm at the United States Conference on AIDS, 90-degree weather, we on the beach, and someone asked me to come to a session. They do many different sessions, and this was on faith and HIV. So I went reluctantly, I had my little bathing suit on, I was like, I promised this man I'm gonna go, but I'm not gonna go, but I'm gonna go, so I went. And then they asked us to break out in little groups, and I think it was Cynthia. So she was like, where are you from? And I said, I'm from New York, where you from? She said, St. Philip's College. I was like, really? I said, I pulled my phone out and I said, there's some students like aggressively looking for me. And I said, San Antonio, and I said, they're from St. Philip's College. She said, stop kidding. I'm from St. Philip's College. I was like, really? She said, I want you to meet my boss, Thurman. So the boss came down, and now I'm here. So all of that to get me here. And secondly, I don't know where the chair is, Carmen. Is Carmen here? Today's her birthday. So we're going to sing happy birthday to her too.
Happy birthday.
Where is she at?
She's right there.
Where? I can't see.
Carmen.
There's Carmen. Y'all say happy birthday to Carmen. So last night, we hijacked her. My friend Kim Anderson, who I'm just meeting, too. So she wanted to take me to dinner, and they had already planned for me to meet some activists, right? So I said, why don't you come with us at Papa Do's? And we found out it was her birthday. Then we took her to a poetry slam thing last night. with a young woman named Karen, who's also an AIDS activist here. So we celebrate her. She was up in the, I'm not going to say bar, place of spirits with us. And she sat there, and the poetry was excellent. So y'all just clap it up. I mean, you know. That's why networking is so important. If you don't get anything else out of college besides your education, is networking. Finding key people who know somebody, who knows somebody, who knows somebody, and you coming together and making things happen. Because that's what this world is all about. It's not being the most educated individual. It's standing up for something that you believe in a cause. And we're not just here for ourselves. We're here to help people like Jessica. So I don't know if many of you know about the Jessica Project. She has celiac disease. And so they contacted Dr. N4 and through his nutritional program, they got her together and helped her. Because, you know, in a lot of different illnesses, I'm living with AIDS. I was diagnosed with HIV in 1995, and then with AIDS by 1998, and I look good, don't I? Yeah. Clap it up for me. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. They tried to make me eat some donuts in the back. See, I am clear that I'm over 50 now. So I want to be 50 and fabulous. I don't want nobody rolling me down the block. I want to be cute, because that's what makes me proud. See, one thing I learned in HIV and AIDS, when you look good, people don't believe it, they listen a little more. But when you come out, listen, I have neuropathy from my knees down to my feet. I have avascular necrosis from HIV medication, so I have problems with my hips. I need hip surgery. But I don't care, you're not going to be able to tell that. Because I limp cool. And then when I need to limp, because I'm a damsel in distress, I do that too, like in the airport when I'm walking, they're like, you need help? Yes, I can get to the front of the line. So that kind of stuff is convenient. You need a wheelchair? Yes, I do. I am not too proud. Listen, I need help. I'm not like I used to be. And that's the one thing I don't want people to get caught up. Let me tell you something. If you were one way when you were young, and now you got through your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, now you might have high blood pressure, diabetes, because HIV is not in a vacuum. It's connected to so many other different things. Domestic violence, sexual molestation, which I had in my family, through my mother's boyfriend, who she was going to marry, sexually molested me and his daughter every day. But let me tell you something, I got past that. I suffer a little bit sometimes. But you know what you do when you're not feeling good mentally? Get a couch. Find a psychiatrist or a counselor or somebody that can help you so you can talk your problems out and you don't have to take them all through your adulthood. And you don't have to suffer in silence. Everybody in life is going to go through something. If you haven't gone through something, believe me, by the time you finish here on this earth, you're going to have gone through something. But it's through my faith. I believe in God, so I'm just letting you know now, I'm not trying to push religion on anyone. But that's why I'm still here today. And because I use my illness to empower other people. It doesn't matter that I have HIV and AIDS. You might have something different, but how can I give you a word? I'm a pastor now. I wasn't ordained, but I'm getting to ordain myself. How can you take what I say and feel better? Or how can you take what I've said and learn a little bit of something about yourself and not be ashamed? Because that's what keeps a lot of us in prison, is being ashamed. Of what? Who can judge us? No one. When I first was diagnosed with HIV, I had a showcase called Mad Wednesdays. Very popular, look me up. I've had everybody on my show, from Jay-Z, I'm on his first album, if anybody's a Jay-Z fan. Reasonable Doubt 22-2 celebrating his 20th anniversary. Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah, Monica, Brandy, Anthony Hamilton, all of them did this showcase that I produced called Mad Wednesdays. So because I felt that there was a need for young people to be able to have a stage to hone their skills. So I took on that quest. I was modeled, I did a lot of modeling, I fell out of love with that, and I wanted to do something that would empower people. And I thought Mad Wednesday, because I would go to some of my executive friends, Andre Harrell, Puffy and them, and I would see them get people CDs and tapes and put it at the bottom of the drawer. And I said, that's somebody's craft. And you putting it at the bottom of the drawer? So what I would do is those artists, them young artists that people didn't know at the time, I would get the executives to come to Mad Wednesday to hear them. And a lot of them got record deals. The music industry is so different now. It's about how many people you have on your social media versus your talent. So that's why the rap game sounds the same. See, I'm a fan of Talib Kweli, KRS-One, Biz Markie. You know, they rap good stuff, talking about sitting on the toilet bowl and all that kind of stuff. Something that empowers you. Now they rap about kicking a girl in the chest and how many sexual actions they can do. And the big thing now is strippers. Everybody want to marry a stripper. And all of the strippers are now turning into R&B singers and rap artists. So please do not get on the strip pole thinking that's going to take you to your destination. It is not. What is going to take us to our destination is our education, our networking, our connections that we have, and how we can improve and better other people's lives and on this earth. So, you know, many people worry because, what's his name? What's that man name that won the election? Yeah, him. Now, we might have some Trump supporters, so I'm not trying to, rain on your parade. But what I am trying to say is this is a world that is inclusive of everyone. It doesn't matter what religion you are, who you are. We have bad people in every nationality, ethnicity of people. And of course, we don't want the bad people to be coming in our community doing things. But what we do want to do is uplift people to come here and make America great. America didn't become great just because of the other people. America became great on the backs of a lot of poor people. People that came here with hopes and dreams of living, having a better life. And we cannot exclude them, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christians. But you can't be a Christian and then tell me you're a part of a racist society. Because the God that I know loved everyone. Whether they were LGBT, whether they were straight, whether they were snakes and dogs, whether they like to have sex with whoever. God loves everyone. And we can't exclude anyone in the love game. So in my journey, I've learned so much. And some of the things that I've learned through my illness. Because sometimes God knocked on my door and I had different views. I'm going to tell you one of them, Jehovah's Witness. I was like, oh my God, them people be knocking on your door in the morning, trying to sell you a magazine for $1. And then when I was in the hospital for 6.5 weeks because I had contracted this illness called MAC, microavium complex. And I was very ill. Not only was it in my bloodstream, it was in my bone marrow. So my weight, 95 pounds. I ain't 95 pounds now, but I had a hole in my tongue the size of a nickel, so I couldn't eat. So that made me lose a lot of weight. And by the time I got into the hospital back in 99, when I went into the hospital, first of all, 97 is when the medications first came out. They had AZT, but AZT was a failed cancer treatment, and then they found out later they were giving AZT at a high dose. So people looked like the success of AIDS was saving lives, and then people was dying after that. So I was in the hospital, very sick. And at that time, still finding out about how AIDS worked, how the immune system worked. So me having an infectious opportunity disease and taking HIV medication at the same time was a disaster. What they found out is you have to heal the infection first, and then you give HIV medication. So I was like the experiment. So I went in the hospital looking kind of cute, and I came out with sores all over me. because I had a reaction to so many medications that I was taking. And I used to look in the mirror and say, God, how could you have this model, this beautiful model? What is going to happen to me now? And so I thought about, I knew I was going to die. Everybody that saw me knew that I was going to die. Because I looked like death. But I'm going to tell you one thing. God can take a dead soul and make it live again. And I will pray every day, God, if you get me out of here, if you get me out of this place. And then they wanted to put me in a nursing home. I said, the devil's a liar. I'm not going from one sick place to see some other sick people. I need some healing. I need to see my children. I have 2 children. My son just turned 34 last Friday, and my daughter's 27. I needed to see my children. I needed to see life. I did not want to go back in a place where people were ill. I couldn't wrap that around my head. So being in a room, it was at Cabrini Hospital that's now closed, and I love the nurses there. They took great care of me. And there were 6 women in the room, and one of the women was Jehovah's Witness. I was like, oh, Lord. Right, me, very sick, 95 pounds. I'm thinking about the Jehovah's Witness woman, right? I should have had other things on my mind. And so, my first thought is, oh, she's Jehovah's Witness. I hope she don't come over here with no watchtower. Because I need a little more than watchtower right now. And so one night I had this fever that wouldn't go away that's connected to that. So every day, could you imagine having a 104 fever every day? Every day for almost 2 months. Would not go away. And I would sweat up by the time the morning time came. My whole bed, I've changed my gown like 5 times. And then one night I was crying and weeping to myself because we had little curtains that we could pull around us, so I didn't want anybody to see me crying. And she heard me 2 o'clock in the morning. And she came in and she said, peace be still. I was like, whoa, peace be still? Jehovah's Witness people know that? And she said, trust God. And from that moment on, my spirit rests. So now when Jehovah's people knock on my door, I do not have no kind of different thoughts. I open the door and I have a conversation. Because that woman, the Jehovah's Witness woman, is the one that made me feel so good in the hospital. And sometimes, you know something, we run away from negative things, but sometimes those negative things push us into a positive thing. And then I had a friend, Trudy Beers, who I worked for in the fashion world. I worked at a place called Junior Gallery. I was a fit model. She kept me there for a long time, you know, because it was a Jewish company, and you know, they used to fit coats on me. And because I was an African-American woman with a little bigger bottom than most small girls, and my arms were long, they complained about me every day. But this one friend said, I don't care what you say, this is America. You can't just make coats for slim people. You have to make coats for everybody. So you got to add a little something for those that might not be so skinny in their backside. And this one friend, Caucasian, Trudy Beers, me and her still great friend, she would come to my hospital room every day and say, you're getting better and better. And I said, what the hell is this woman talking about? I'm sick as a dog. I look crazy. And you getting ready to tell me I'm going to get better and better and better. That is nonsense. But guess what? I still have those signs that she wrote me in the hospital. That's on my door. And every day I open my door, I remember her and remember her words. I didn't understand what she was saying when she said I was going to get better. Because it didn't look like I was going to get better. But sometimes you got to go past your human eyes to know that it can get better. And so I had that long hospital stay, and then I was ashamed. I had to stop doing Mad Wednesdays. And I didn't want people to see me because I was so skinny. My arms and legs were the same size, and my head looked so big. And I didn't want people to see me looking like that. Listen, I was Maria Davis, the model. Everybody wanted me, Queen of Mad Wednesday. I just thought I was going to be this big promoter doing great things, traveling, being on BET and all these other different TV shows and VH1, everybody knew who I was. But God was setting me up. They said, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So I thought it was about Mad Wednesdays. but when it was really about this. So he used, or she used, my illness to empower not only me, but other people, but used it in my past life to bring me to my present life. And so I'm telling you, I don't care what you're going through in this audience, that doesn't mean you're not great. And I have to tell that to my young people all the time, because you have social media and bullying and all of these crazy things. You might not fit that skinny mold. You might be a little heavier than somebody else. But guess what? And you know, everything on TV is about Kim Kardashian and the skinny women and everybody that gets plastic surgery and go run to the doctor. But you gotta love you, no matter what. Because every one of us is made for greatness. And we have to walk in our destiny. Whatever that may be, sometimes you don't find out what it is right away. I found my destiny in the hospital. Is that the craziest thing? The worst place turned out to be the best place, where I found myself. And I always have been an advocate in everything. But I really became an activist. And Mad Wednesday went from being a showcase to a community forum. Because at the showcase at Mad Wednesday now, I wait for you to have one drink. Ooh, real one drink. I'll be like, you need to get tested for HIV. What? Yes. They come in the door thinking one thing. That's how pastors do, right? You come in the door and you don't leave out the same. So they come in the door and they don't know their status, and they leave out the door knowing their status. I think that's a great thing. That's part of the battle. How could you, in 2016, people still whispering about HIV? How? A disease that's preventable. But people are not using condoms. People are still having unprotected sex. Russian roulette with their life. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. I know they say it's a chronic illness, and I know they say you can live long, but who in the hell wants avascular necrosis, neuropathy, take pills the rest of your life? And if you don't take the pills, your viral load goes down, up, and your T cells go down. Your immune system crashes. Who wants to live like that? So it's between condoms and death. And then we're not only talking about HIV and AIDS, you have some STDs out here that are resistant to antibiotics. So now you get hurt, now you get syphilis, and guess what? You can't cure it because the antibiotics don't work on it. Teen pregnancy. That's another project of Jessica Project. Young women being pregnant. It's not the end of the world. But what does a young woman know about raising a child when they have a child themselves? And then once they do have the baby, how do we empower them and not beat up on them? Same thing about my brothers and sisters that have been incarcerated. Same thing. They doing their time in jail, and then when they come out, they still doing time in our community. Nobody wants to give them a job. Especially our African American and Latino men. I go into the prisons, all in New York, all throughout the state, and they also have their own HIV/AIDS society. It's called PACE, Prison AIDS Counseling and Education. And I'm so proud of some of the men that come out of there, Napanock, Fishkill, Woodburn, and they go right into HIV activism. They become testers and a voice out there in the community. Can you imagine being incarcerated, taking the one thing that everybody talks negative about, and then coming out on the outside and getting a job? And really trying to empower my brothers and sisters behind bars. Even if you have life, you still can make a difference. I know that seems kind of crazy to some, but you have a whole group of young males coming in and out the system. Because the system seems more comfortable than being out here in the world. They send you out in the world and they say, now you got to get a job. Every job you go to, you can't get one. So we got to think of the whole pie. Not just about HIV and AIDS, but everything that's connected to it. Love. I didn't get HIV and AIDS because it said hi and jumped on me. I got AIDS and HIV because I had unprotected sex. Unprotected sex because I was looking for love in someone else. Not knowing that love started with me first. See, how can you love somebody else and you don't love you? Because when I tell people this all the time, that means victim on the top of your head. Because please believe, we have people out here looking for people that don't love themselves. Because when you don't love yourself, you made crazy choices. And some of them are like mine. It cannot be reversed. And some of the crazy choices when you don't love yourself. I was watching Fix My Life with Ileana Van Zandt and a young girl that was engaged to Rick Ross, and how she became a stripper because her father figure wasn't there. So she was looking for the father figure in all of the men. And she helped me understand about strippers. That is not so negative. Sometimes you got to get beyond looking at the surface. And just hearing her story and how her and Rick Ross was getting ready to get married, engaged. And the stripper that he loved so much in the strip club, once she was going to marry him, he became a whole other person. See, everybody wanted the prize package. Because, see, that was hard to get. But once they get you, then that's a whole other story. So you have to be involved with people that value themselves and they value you. And if they don't, that's hard. Because as women, we love hard. We want to be loved. But you can't love somebody when they don't love you back. What song is that? When somebody loves you back. Was that Teddy Pendergrass?
Yeah.
They gotta love you back. And if they don't, and you having sex, you just like a booty call at night. If they calling you at midnight, and they're not calling you at 12 noon talking about let's go to the movies and let's have some dinner, then you a booty call. And now the side chick done became famous, right, Kim? The side chick, ooh, you a side chick now, you important. And then they got the side chick to the side chick. And men are able to get away with it. Why? Because we sell ourselves short. I heard on T.D. Jakes' television show, he had Women Art Thou Loose. And he said, men use love to get sex. Women use sex to get love. And is love running after you, or are you running after love? Because an insecure woman runs after love. A secure woman demands love. And what does love look like? And how is it to love? Because they have so many different loves, agape love, all this different kind of love. Me loving Kim, for the first time, that's one kind of love. But the love of self is the most important love. And if that's not the love you have and you're looking for somebody else, guess what? You're going to run right into a railroad. Like my young sister that was engaged to Rick Ross. She thought because he was Rick Ross, he was going to change her. I know, hey, I've been there, done that. Dated basketball players thought my whole life was going to change. And it didn't. Because, see, they love you as long as they can get something. When they can't get nothing, they got the wife at home. She getting everything. She knows what's going on. But he knows it's cheaper to keep her. And so as women, we accept it too. Oh, that's the side chick. He don't spend much time with her. Listen, I don't want no side, no front, no back. Don't let me know about none of that. I want to be the main chick at all times. That we talk and we communicate. Because that's another thing we're missing, communication. How do people get married and they don't even talk? And you fighting before you even get married. And you think, I have friends. One girlfriend. Oh, she met my DJ. through Mad Wednesday. 5 months later, she was pregnant. And then, when all the mayhem going on, I'm in the middle of it. And I'm telling my DJ, listen, dude, you're 40 years old? This is your first child. You did good, but if you didn't want no children, why didn't you use a condom? I got condoms at the front door. Small, medium, and large, whatever your size is. Because I don't know if the activists that do the HIV outreach should know that. You know, everybody go for the Magnum. The extra large size. And I'll be like, dude, come on now. Unless you're from the African tribe somewhere. And Mandingo's probably not even wearing the extra large. And I had condoms at my door every day. I mean, you could come to my house, I'm the condom lady, knock on the door, I got boxes of condoms. So how did she get pregnant? Then she come with, I thought he loved me. I said, girl, please be for real. 5 months? You thought he was going to love you in 5 months. Now the baby here, the baby got to suffer. See, we don't think about that. We want what we want, and then the child suffers. So I had to counsel her through the whole pregnancy. Her and this man was fighting all the time. They would bring me in the middle of it. You don't love me. Then she bogarted in his home. He let her move in. Now she don't want to move out. She engaged to somebody and will not move out. And won't give him rent money. And I said, well, what did you expect? How did you expect the scenario to go? For real? Come on now. And then I said to her, okay, I'm confused. I saw on social media you have his and her, both your hands up, and you said you were engaged. When did you meet him to become engaged? She said, oh, I knew him for a long time. How long? I know the real truth. You didn't know that man for 2 minutes because you was calling me all the time about my DJ. So when did you fall in love with somebody else? So now she done moved in with him. I said, can I ask you a question? You have 2 children. Your young son is suffering. All these men in and out of your life, in and out of his life. Why don't you get your own apartment? And realize that, find out what you want before you jumping in the bed and engage to somebody. How do you engage to somebody you don't even know them? Come on, get it together, chick. That means you had unprotected sex. If you engage him, come on, I can keep it real. That engagement ring didn't come with celibacy. It's a great thing when people do that. Couples do that, that's a great thing. But the real reality is people are having sex. And what does that look like? So now you're moving from house to house. Come on. You got to have more self-esteem in that. You got to be powerful. No one ask God for the right man. We keep picking the wrong man. See, if you left to me, I'm telling you, I be going with the guy with the wooden leg. Because he got an SSI check. And I think I'm good for the rest of my life. But I have to have enough faith to know if I leave this earth manless, it's still okay. Because that's not what I was made for. I would love a partner. I would love to go to the movies with someone. I would like to have a significant other, but maybe that is not in the plans for me. Because you know, people get crazy when I meet men. Oh, you're so beautiful. Wait, let me tell you, back up now. I have AIDS. What? Oh, God, have a nice day. Y'all can laugh. Sometimes I do it on purpose. When Snagger-Tooth is trying to snag me, we don't even get to nothing else. What's your name? AIDS. So, you know, I use it to my advantage. Come on now. Now, if he's cute, you know, I'll put it in slowly. I might take a look. Bask in his handsomeness first. And then I'll let him down hard. Because if you know anything about HIV and AIDS, my viral load is undetected. My T cells, I went from 3 T cells, my lowest number was 3. And Nina, the Pinta, and Santa Maria. 3 to now over almost 700. So if you know anything about HIV and AIDS, I'm not going to infect you. First of all, because I'm telling you I have AIDS. That's the first thing. You should be very happy about that. Because some people have stuff and they don't tell you nothing until you see the bump down there. I'm serious. I've been telling my young women, listen, if you have to sleep with them, use a condom and then use a flashlight. And my brothers too, check out everything. Go all up, you know, people like, I like to, with the lights out. No, keep them on. Darkness breeds what? It's no truth. The light will set you free. It will, because you see that bump, oh, you know what? I gotta get back home to the kids. Well, what am I gonna do? Use the hand. And men ain't laughing about that. Use the hand. So you know what? In life, you have to laugh. You know, when I was so sick, I used to say, God, can I just laugh one more time? And I laugh about AIDS all the time. I love to see people squirming. Like I have AIDS and they like squirming. I go to the department stores. What's today? Oh, it's World AIDS Day. I need a red sweater. And the lady in Macy's, where was I at? In San Diego. She said, can you come here, please? And she started asking me all these questions about AIDS. And I had the opportunity to educate her. That's why you can't keep whatever you're going through a secret to yourself. I'm not saying everybody can get out there and start kumbaya and all that kind of stuff. But it's important that you let people know your story because your story is important. And to me, when you hide, you can never get healed. The healing is in your freedom and liberation of being able to tell it, and so what? So I tell people all the time, I got AIDS, and so what? I look good. I look better than your girlfriend you got on your arm. And guess what? I'm healthier than a lot of my friends who don't have anything. Because see, I have to go to the doctor every 3 months. They have to take my blood, make sure I'm still undetectable, check my T cells, my sugar, my insulin, everything. High blood pressure, everything, because those are the things that can now do harm to me, because I'm what they call a long-term survivor. And so now I don't even worry about HIV, I worry about the other thing, menopause. Where men on pause. And sometimes you gotta put men on pause too. Because if you over 50, if you don't believe in lubrication, let me tell you, that is your freedom. Liberation and lubrication. Older women be scared. That's going to be my next topic. Listen, let's talk about dryness, girls. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a part of living. Because you know, after 40, they don't think people have sex. People be like, oh, my grandmother, she having sex? Yeah, that's how you got here. That's how your mom and your daddy got here. Sex is like a taboo word. You say sex, people start running, especially in church. Everybody where all the children coming from? You don't talk about sex, but we see the production. And I'm telling you, I'm in a church with 10,000 people, First Corinthian Baptist Church in Harlem. If y'all ever come to New York, visit us. Very progressive. I give out condoms. People are like, you give out condoms in church? Absolutely. Because you can be saved and still have sex, whatever, you know. You could be the holy roller and rolling up in somebody's bed. So I want to make sure you have protection. You don't have to tell me who you're doing it with. But I done see you with 3-4 girlfriends in the church in the last year. Maybe you need to take an HIV test. They be saying, Maria, you hard on people. That's right. Don't live your life out in the church. Don't be dating the whole choir. Because I'm going to walk up to you and say, what is going on? Have you been tested? And then I'm going to go up to the girls in the choir. Don't tell me what's going on. Have you been tested? Because we have to take those blindfolds off. The only way we're going to eradicate HIV and AIDS is everyone has to know their status. Do we have testing here today? Y'all doing HIV testing today?
Yes.
Oh, great, great. No, you said take that test. I know it's a little scary and nervous. Let me tell you something. One time I had to have a psychiatrist at a testing event. This guy got tested and he must have cried 3 times before he went back and got his results. Then we had another young sister, same thing happened. If you that scared, then don't have sex. Or wear a condom. You don't cry now. You gotta go take the test. What if I'm HIV positive? And what if? Then you're gonna get into care. And we have a large percentage of people living with HIV that don't even know they have HIV. So if they don't know it, and you having sex with them, let me just put it in a little bit, and I'll pull out quick. That does not work. That does not work. First of all, pregnancy can happen. Over 50, it might be a little hard. And then HIV, or even herpes, that there's no cure. Or even Hep C. There's a cure for Hep C now too. But Hep C, liver disease. Because if you're walking around and you haven't been tested for HIV, then I'm quite sure you haven't been tested for a lot of other stuff. Man, please take care of yourself. If I get another friend call me up, young man, diabetic coma, dies, because you never went to the hospital. I know some couple of women, listen, we see a bump, we going to the hospital. I see something, I'm going to the hospital. But men do not like to go to the hospital. This is about you. Make sure you know those fundamental things. If you are over a certain age, get your prostate checked. You know what I mean? I have a friend, great musician, from a group called D-Train. Fred McFarlane just passed away. Had colon cancer and had prostate cancer. Would not go to the doctor and died 2 months ago. When he decided to go, it was too late. Another brother, high blood pressure, died stroke. I'm talking about a young man, under 40. That's crazy. If you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, let me tell you one secret. You can change it around. We have to eat better. That's why I didn't let them tempt me with the pecan cups and them donuts inside. They look good. Walking, drinking, you should be drinking crazy water. Water is so important. Our body is made up of mainly water. If you drinking sodas all day, something's wrong with that. That's sugar. That's why I got a little pouch here. I'm getting ready to get back to no eating meat. I did it for 40 days, and I lost like 15 pounds. Then I smelled that chicken after 40 days. So December 1st, on Thursday, I'm going back to not eating chicken again. Because I'm going to tell you something, it does make you feel good. No dairy. You jump up in the morning. When I was sleeping at 10:30 because I had all that chicken in me. Because Mad Wednesday is at the Shrine and it's an African club and that DB lamb tastes good. And the DB chicken is good. And they eat that white rice with the gravy and the onions on it. Oh my goodness. But you have to take care of yourself. And that's so important. If you want to listen, you're in college now, you want to get out of college and be able to have a healthy, successful career. And you can't do that if you're sickly. I think we're one of the sickest nations. I went to Paris for my birthday. My birthday was November 13th. I went for 2 days. People was like, only 2 days. Listen, it was for free. I would have went for 8 hours. And I got to see the Eiffel Tower and all of the greats. And let me tell you something. Something that was supposed to kill me, I'm now all over the world. Meeting people, coming to San Antonio, standing on St. Philip's stage. Do you know how the anticipation of getting up in the morning? I love to get up in the morning because I'm like, what's next? What's next? So I just came by today to encourage you. really, really encourage you to think about Jessica's project and being a part of it. And I've also discussed it with some of my friends, Kim and Andrea. Am I saying that right, Andrea? Andrea. There's another sister of mine that I met at the United States Conference on AIDS who's here in San Antonio 3 months now. And she's doing great things. You need to connect with her. But students, connect with everybody you can hold on to. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be here all day. I leave tomorrow. I'm sad. I should have took another day. But I'm going to Duke University to speak for the Deltas. They have this thing called the Red Room. Then from there, on Thursday, I'm in Indianapolis for the Urban League. Then I leave there and go back to Florence, South Carolina to do the AIDS walk with Hopewell organization. Now, half of these people I met from speaking. Being up on the stage speaking, being open and transparent about everything. But look how powerful God, Allah, whoever you serve is. That he can take somebody like me and use to empower others. So if he can do it for me, I know I can do it for you. So while you're here today, I know some of you might have to go back to your classes and stuff. Look to the right of you. Look to the left of you right now. Say hi to the person. Look, find somebody that's a stranger. And talk to each other. I don't care where you come from. If you're from Africa, African American, India, wherever you come from, the backwoods, talk to each other. Communicate. I might have something you can use, you might have something I can use. As we did last night when we went to Papa Doc with Carmen celebrating her birthday. That was a whole other mission. And Carmen, we went out last night celebrating her and me, but really celebrating her for her birthday today. And she said, you know, I haven't had a girls' night out in a long time. And she didn't know anybody at that table. We were all strangers, and we had a great time. So, I love each and every one of you. You might tell me your name today. I might forget your name, but I won't forget your heart. Because remember, it's not what you say, but it's what you do that has an impact on somebody. And somebody might say, I don't know, what's that lady name that was here? But guess what? She spoke to me. So God bless you. Happy holidays. Please go out. We have homelessness. We have shelters. We have families with children that are incarcerated, Angel Tree, and all these different great things that's going on. Don't just think about yourself. Think about somebody else. Even if it's just making a plate of food and taking it to your next door neighbor. God bless you. I love you. And please, I'm looking for each and every one of you to make a difference in this world. Don't worry about Trump and his cabinet. Because we ain't going to see them and hang out with them anyway. Worry about what you can do with your neighbor. So God bless you. I love you. And thank you for listening to me. Let me tell you something. I love him. He said, "Y'all better stand up." Wait. Let me tell you something. Where's his children? Right here. Y'all need to come and hug them and embrace them. They're the next future. His daughter was telling me how she took a project, trafficking of young people. She got the FBI agent to come to her school. I was like, really?